Welcome to episode 2 of Who That 242. It's your boy Timmy, and we tell the stories about Bahamian entertainers, creators. But today I had to go to the spot today, so I'm here with Giovanni, long name Giovanni Erission Johnson. But I want to know about your nickname Muay Thai. Where did that name come from?
While I was training in Texas, one of the guys, the name Moen, he just was playing around. He's like, "Oh man, you're from the islands. Everyone is mistaken for Jamaicans." He's like, "Oh man, Muay Thai." I said, and I was like, "But we ain't from the Bahamas though." But I mean, we ain't from Jamaica though, so.
I hate that every guy in the States. We from Jamaica know there are more islands than Jamaica.
I mean, I can't fault them. We don't do enough to put ourselves on the map, because even when I was in Thailand, it's like, where's that from? People look at my passport like, yeah, this fake, this can't be real.
This can't be real. Wow. So, when you said, I asked the way in London, sorry, Gio, how you got into martial arts, fighting? What was your journey like? Where did it come from?
Oh, well, it was kind of sudden, in all honesty. When I started COB, they had a Taekwondo program there. Robert Sands, I think that's his name, the name of the sensei there. But we started with him, I started with him, and it just took off from there, really. Like, it was just a sequence of events right after the next. From Taekwondo, I was introduced to Sanda with Camp Azad, Judo with Carlos Echevarria, and from there, just snowballed into what it is now.
So you didn't, I know like me, when I was in primary school, I used to do karate after school. So you weren't in primary school, you never did the with that sensei ramen, you never did the karate thing.
I was a late bloomer when it comes to martial arts. I didn't start until I was like 19, so.
So you already did primary school, high school. What were your plans in your life then?
When I had started COB, I was looking to go into marine biology, actually. It's just that you're working and you're paying for your own school fees. It wasn't feasible at the time. I didn't have the funds to do it. It's either eat or learn. It's kind of like, I'm kind of hungry. I need food. I could always put this or come back to this later.
So what about the Taekwondo? What did it spark within you? And for those who didn't know, just break down exactly what that form of...
Well, Taekwondo was a Korean martial art. If I remember the history of it, it actually stemmed off from karate. Japan took over Korea, and when Korea got its independence, they pretty much said, well, we want our own martial art. So that's what Taekwondo is. It is centered around kicks, heavily on kicks, a lot of footwork, but it's more sport, light on the contact.
So it's more like the finesse of it.
Yeah, it's real pretty. It's very pretty. It's a pretty martial art.
And that's what was that the one that sparked the interest in you?
Because I've always had a fascination with martial arts, mind you.
So was that, you little taught, so was it because you could kick? Was that really the...
Not really. I just wanted to do a martial art. It's just that, for me, Taekwondo was kind of, I don't mean any disrespect to anyone, it was kind of soft because we weren't full contact. We weren't actually like throwing down, but it wasn't until later that they introduced me to full contact Sando. I was like, hey, I get on board with this, so.
And for those of you hearing the noises, don't mind, don't worry. We at Cheesecake Heaven, that's where you come to Cheesecake, so don't mind the noises, like we in trouble and nothing. So
best cheesecake in the Bahamas.
Yeah, cheesecake in the Bahamas. So you said Sanda?
Yeah, Sanda.
What's
Sanda is kickboxing pretty much, but you're allowed to do any takedown. It's no ground game. You're allowed double legs, single legs, sweeps, slams, but it's kind of like introduction to MMA. And that's what I started with. It comes from Kung Fu.
So while you was in COB, how much research did you do? Or you said it was like just doing it for fun. Did you really start researching how you can make this a career? Or at that point, this was for fun?
This is just a hobby for me. Even up until my, let's say, first MMA fight. After my kickboxing fights, my first MMA fight, it's just a hobby, I could train for it, I could travel for it if it's cool, it'd take me places, but it was still just a hobby. And it wasn't until probably my third fight in, I was like, I might as well. I might as well. I find pleasure in doing this, genuinely happy. I really don't see myself doing anything else right now, so why not just give it a shot?
So after Sanda, what steps do you take to actually do this legit? Like, okay, let me see how I get myself. I figure it's something about licensing and maybe getting the...
well, it can be complicated depending on where you are, but in essence, it's just getting your name out there, finding the right promotions to fight for, and continuing with your training. For me, it was always just training. training and putting myself in a position to be seen and to fight. The more fights you have, the more people see you, the more recognition you get, the bigger you look to these other promotions.
So talk to me about your first fight and the training that led up to that first fight. Like what you had to go through to give me a day, a 9 to 5.
My very first fight was in 2010, about a year after I had started training. It was a tournament, Beaumark, actually. I had 2 fights in one day, pretty much. They wasn't
playing with you.
The fights happened within like an hour each other. Yeah. It was very tiring, but the whole process was kind of laid back for me because I had just been training. It wasn't no, okay, well.
So at this point you were still studying COB, or you just was like?
I was actually still a COB.
Okay.
All right, so going through the motions, training up my cardio, whatnot. And I get there and I'm like, holy hell, this is actually happening. I fought one of the local black belts. I think his name is Antonez X. Okay. I think his name is Antonez X.
You weren't too sure?
I'm too sure if it's
8 years ago, I give you Bly if it's wrong. Sorry if that's your name, but I give you Bly for 8 years. You've been taking some hits, so you're allowed to forget that name from 8 years ago.
But he worked me over pretty well. But I was able to hold my composure and just take my cardio. My cardio took me through the fight because he gassed first round. And after I won.
And how experienced was he? You say black belt so for a little while.
Yeah, he was doing martial arts for a while, quite some time. And then after that, I had my second fight within like 30 minutes after the half an hour to hour. And I fought this guy from Canada. Yeah, punched my head over the ropes.
Butterflies.
You know, but it was decent. It was a great experience, and I walked away from it like, boy, it just lit a fire in me. You know, so.
Did anyone reach out to you after that fight saying, who this new boy is?
The promotion, that event was kind of small, even though it was at Atlantis. It was kind of small, but everyone who was there that saw me, they were very supportive. You know, they were typical Bahamians. We support when we see it. Yeah. And so, other than that, my team, Jamil, it's hard to get recognized for this over here so much. Everyone have like a bad name to it. So
what about that lad probably taught you, okay, what not to do, what to do in the fight? Like what did you take away that you probably still use to be the correct thing?
Well, those 2 fights helped me figure out how I should be fighting. Pretty much, I'm a tall guy. I'm tall for my weight class. I'm always going to be tall. I'm going to be longer. So it changes the way I know I should fight. It's like, hey, you don't want people up on you. You want to use your range, keep them at a distance, use your kicks more. But that was still pretty early on. And it wasn't until later, probably the Instagram buzz. Instagram is relatively new, but it wasn't until that Instagram, like, oh man, you really need to put yourself out there, putting your vids up so everyone can see you. But that's where it really started to get more focused. It's kind of like, okay, I want to be seen, so I really have to take time to record the footage, record the fights, take the pictures, do the interviews, stuff like that. So, and that could be a little tedious because you just, as a fighter, you just want to train.
Right.
And you just want to train. That's all you want to do, train, fight, train, fight, train, fight. So to be fiddling with a camera and then come back to training and fiddle with a camera, it's a lot.
So after this break, we get into, because I didn't know you trained other than Thailand. So after this break, we talk about Texas, Thailand, wherever else you should train. So stay tuned for more Who Dat 242.
Mama! Just kill me. Mama! Life has just begun. But now I've gone and thrown it all away.
Kujia. We are the iconic sock brand company of the Bahamas, telling the historic and beautiful story of our country through uniquely designed pieces. We partner with private sectors to educate our followers about the cultural, environmental, and historical facts of this great Bahama land. Join us today. Kujia. Walk with confidence.
So we still there with Gio. More Fire. I hate that nickname because I now know it's not of Bahamian origin. It's actually Jamaican origin. But its name is who you are. More Fire MMA 242 on Instagram. So before the break, we were talking about how you had to get into the camera work yourself. So did you do that because you couldn't find no one on your team to shoot the videos for you, or you just wanted to have your personal touch on the recording of your fights?
Oh, well, I don't know. For me, if I can do it by myself, I'll do it by myself.
Typical Bahamian man, that's what we think.
And on top of it, I know it's going to be certain situations where people just aren't going to be there to do it. So,
Like Thailand.
exactly. Huge shout out to Travis Miller, actually, for
Shift the culture.
sponsoring me that GoPro. Dog, that come in handy. But after getting the tripod, the case and whatnot, and just setting it up, it was kind of easy. It's just like, oh, you find your angles, work with your lighting, and just leave it. So, yeah, low-key cameraman. Like he was a GoPro, nothing else. But it was nice to see that it was paying off. You know, people's comment, people back home start following more. It was good. It was good to see that feedback, that support, even if it was just a little bit. I still have a whole bunch of footage, a whole bunch of pictures to upload and share with everyone because that trip was long.
Was it 6 months?
6 months.
We get too far. Where did you so after you started your first couple of fights in the Bahamas, what was maybe the fight or the connection that allowed you to go train elsewhere other than the Bahamas?
Well, after my second fight, after my second Sanda fight, that tournament fight, I sent some footage to my father in the States, who was very adamant about me not fighting. Oh, you should go, don't do this, get a job, blah, blah, blah. Typical, you know.
Typical Bahamian father.
Yeah. So after he saw my fights, he said, wait, like, you're actually pretty decent. So he, along with another sponsor from Texas, they come over, you know, train for a period of 3 months. We can see if you can get you a fight. And that was eye-opening because that was the first time I actually got to train with professional fighters, and the training was just something else. It's not that we weren't doing what they were doing; we just weren't doing it at the intensity they were doing it at. Plenty of times I was just like, yeah, pretty much. Plenty of times I wake up, it's like, nope, not going, can't make it, not doing it, not today. Jill, we gotta run. Nah, no. Can't do it, not today.
From the islands, in the sun, sunshine, I can't do this.
And Texas is a different kind of heat.
Yeah.
We gone there during the summer. Dog, the first day of summer, it hit 114 degrees. Literally you could literally cook an egg outside sitting there. It's like, wait.
Why am I doing this to myself?
What is this? It'd be hot home, but there's some different heat. And it dry heat. But
humid.
No, it just dry. No humidity, just dry.
Wow.
So after that 3 month stay, we made our connections in in Texas. And it was great because I still talk to those dudes now. We still keep in contact. Shout out to Justin Pottis, and he fights with Bellator actually. That's big, bro. Just won his fight last night in the first round. So it's good to have that type of experience in your corner. You know, that type of support in your corner.
Right.
So
I talked about the Dragon Ball Z fighting because I do when you hashtag the Super American.
I actually got that nickname from my strength and conditioning coach, Paul Wilson Stubbs. Yeah, shout out.
So was he a DBZ fan? Were you a DBZ fan, or was
no, I'm a DBZ fan. I don't like Goku much. But
I'd like to start the show
because he just OP. It just stays.
Yeah.
My favorite character in that is Vegeta.
Well, I could relate to that.
Vegeta. Goku is just like, okay, he's gonna win. It's scripted. He has to win. It's like, no, but let this dude lose. He done
for once. I mean, he did die twice.
He's always dying. He's always come back. He's just a souped up Krillin. We need Goku. Same thing. We need Goku to save the world, but in the process, he gotta die.
He gotta die and let the stars shine.
And then you gotta bring him back to save the world. It's like, wait, just leave the nigga.
You watch? I haven't started to be watching Super. I have no time to watch Super.
I watched.
Shout out to Avni. Avni's talking about Super, but I can't keep up.
I watched little tidbits.
Bro, time like go binge it or I'm a huge GBC fan. It's not at the time.
I definitely stopped picking it up again. I'd pick it up again. Jiren, the last one I watched was with Jiren. And Jiren is an ex-cheating character.
Yeah, I've heard some of the spoilers.
Cheating, yeah. But I like it though, because he's beating up on Goku.
Yeah.
Anytime I watch Goku get.
It's the first time I've ever heard someone actually they hate Goku, but I understand why. I mean, I know he's the best father of all time. Every time he have a son, he dies. He dies.
The whole Cell saga, when he left, he was like, all right, son, you can do it.
But Daddy, I just finally getting time with you, and I get that.
How about you help me do this?
Because Piccolo's basically a black man.
Yes.
Piccolo had to raise his son for him.
Pretty much. Raising everybody, kids. Raising Trunks, Gohan, Gotenks. Yeah.
Somehow I sent them to the DBC's interviews, but it's whatever. How many fights did you get in Texas?
I had one fight, and I was in Louisiana. We traveled all the way to New Orleans. Lost first round, first minute, 15 seconds into the first round. Lost my fight.
But what did you take away from that fight, though?
I hate losing, and that was my worst loss. That stuck with me for months. I was crying. I was like, man.
Did you stay in Texas or you came home?
I came home after that. I came home like 4 days after that. That was the end of my trip. But yeah, that loss sit with me for a while. I was like devastated, you know. That was my first loss. And the way that I lost was just like, yo, everyone's like, Mom, come on, don't worry about it. You could be good. You know, just get back to training. I know how you feel. I was like, no.
You don't know how it feels. Because he wasn't there with me. You would get spin around in a minute and 15 seconds.
I was like, wait, and that just opened my eyes to like, this is the level that I have to be at. You know, these guys very serious. You have to be, not to say that I wasn't serious, it's that I knew that I would have to really fill in the holes in my game. And ever since then, just train, focus, win. And my second loss is kind of like, you know, this is just part of the game. Like, you could win some, you could lose some, you can't win them all.
Right.
You know?
The same Pokemon, you can't catch them all.
Exactly. So, it was a good experience. Texas was a great experience.
So you said Sanda, and it was Taekwondo. Why Muay Thai? What sparked that for you?
Well, for me, it was just a natural progression of things. Because I started off with the Sando, did that for years. All right, that helped. That really helped my MMA game. I moved on to Dutch kickboxing with Scott Clayton. That took my striking to a completely different level. From the Dutch kickboxing, which is pretty much just a derivative of Muay Thai, I said, man,
you might as well go to the original. Why go up again?
An opportunity presented itself, so why not? And that, seeing the contrast in the two, it's just piecing everything together. Take what works for you here, and you piece that into what makes you your own unique fighter. What works for you mightn't work for me.
Agreed.
You know, so it was good to see the sport, you know, where it came from and the passion that those people have for it. Dude's fighting from like 6 years old.
Wow.
I remember the first gym I was at, Namsak Noi, he had, 300 fights? He was fighting for me at 30 years. And in my opinion, he was one of the best. He was undefeated for 6 years. That ain't 6 years MMA, that's 6 years Muay Thai. You know, that dude was fighting at least like 3 times a month. So for 6 years, undefeated.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy.
Yes, it is.
That was insane.
3-time Lumpini champion. And he just saw the sport differently. He just saw fighting differently. He's like a mad scientist. He just, don't do this, do this. How'd you see that? You know, so, I just see. So, and he just provided more insight and different ways of thinking about it. He's like, man, I'm not telling you your way of doing things is wrong. I'm just telling you that it could be better. You know, try it this way first. If it don't work for you, cool. I understand, but at least try it this way. You didn't travel all these miles not to listen to me.
Just ignore what they say.
You know, just ignore what they say. So there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you sought me out. It's just like, yeah, that's true. You know better than me. I might as well listen to you. If it don't work, fine, but at least I got do something new. I got try something new. So, yeah.
So how were you practicing Muay Thai before you went to Thailand?
No. I was practicing Dutch kickboxing. Now,
so your first time was actually in Thailand?
Those were my first fights in Thailand, my first strictly Thai fights, elbows, knees, everything, the whole 9. I so glad I didn't get any stitches while I was over there. Oh, jeez. That's why I was like, oh.
Don't split.
Please, don't split me open. And I was expecting. I was like, man, these dudes be throwing knees, elbows. I was like, yeah, I could go on with some stitches. Come back looking the same, so I happy with that.
So we'll check out some videos from our sponsors and maybe some of your fights in Muay Thai, because I want to know this whole 6-month journey. I think that was a complete culture shock. So we'll be right back on Who That 2 for 2 after these messages.
Who that what? Who that? Who that what? Who that what? Who that what? Who that? Who that what? Who that what? 28 what? Who that? Hold that what? Who that what? Free back what? Who that? Whoa, slim wet whoa. Who that what? Who that?
So I'm Tim A and this Geo more fire, Erission Johnson. I got right this on Erission Johnson. We still on Who That 2 for 2. We at Cheesecake Heaven, right there in Palmdale. What street we on? What street you on, Jamil? Madeira Street, you know, so if you want cheesecake, you can't miss it. It's beautiful, it smells good, it sounds good. And we here with the man. You might know him and I didn't know much of his career before this, so if you was watching the show, you know how he got into it, but now this is what I'm waiting for. Thailand. Did you learn the language?
No, not
How
at
did you
all.
live there for 6 months?
Because most of the trainers, they know enough English to get by. And at the end of the day, it's kick, punch, elbow, knee. That ain't hard. You know, kick,
knee.
you know, kick, punch,
No,
but,
block.
you know, just duck, weave, lean. So, but, yeah, we got by pretty well. I taught them some things, they taught me some things.
How much of them can say bait?
Not much. Not much. It was more of the other gym members there, the trainers, the tourists there. They know some of the slang because that's who we was living with sometimes.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we had plenty of different roommates.
You say we was...
Yeah, because it was me and my boy, me and Pierre Simmons. Pierre punished the Simmons. Y'all follow him too, eh? Boy, if it wasn't for him, I'd lose my mind over there.
And I was wondering, because that would have been crazy to be over there by yourself in the whole, that side of the world.
Yeah, even with him there was kind of crazy at times, man. It's just because you're so far away from home. Man, it's just,
Leaving your family, leaving everything.
yeah, pretty much so.
So month by month, you reach here, you're here, and I know Thailand is beautiful.
So, month one, I was sleeping, pretty much, because the whole time zone shift, it take me about a month to just get adjusted to the time. I was training, but I was up until like 3 o'clock in the morning trying to get to bed, because it's just that nobody's supposed to be up right now.
Yeah.
You know, so that'll take like a month to get used to. After that, training get a little smoother, I had more energy because I was sleeping more. Month two, I actually suffered an injury playing soccer. Of all the things.
How much people girls you ever say? You're down.
See, the thing is, it was kind of bad. It was kind of bad. I ended up tearing my LCL.
Damn, how?
Yeah, because, all right, this is what
And
happened.
maybe I don't even hear the LCLs. Jeez.
So what happened was, we were warming up to play soccer. We were dribbling the ball, whatnot, and one of the gym members there, Tom, he made a play for the ball, but he pretty much kicked this leg in front of this leg, which locked up my knee on my hip, and I kind of pole bolted over my leg, and that just everything. So I was out for a month. I was out for a complete month. I had a fight. I was supposed to fight 4 days after the injury, so I got hurt 4 days before my fight. So I was hot. Everyone was devastated, really, because my coach, he felt bad because he had, as a reprieve from, as a reprieve from training so hard, he's like, man, let's just go unwind and play soccer.
His idea?
Yeah, he felt horrible. He's like, man, I shouldn't. I was like, don't worry about small things. Tom felt like trash because, well, he was the one that tripped me.
Yeah.
So I spent like 6 weeks, just recovering, just getting back into the swing of things, training. And it really limited what I could do. I couldn't kick, I couldn't knee, it's just punching elbows. And when I finally got the strength back, I actually had my first fight in Koh Tao. And that was when
Was the one you sent me?
yeah, that was the first one I sent you. Taller, but same height as me, tree trunk legs. And knocked him out in the second round.
KO. KO. You hear me? Knock out. Like Friday, boy, you said knock. Okay.
Yeah, so that in itself, that fight right there was like, yo, 2 years. I haven't fought for 2 years. I haven't trained decently in 2 years.
And I saw your story. I didn't realize that you had to, except for an injury, you had to rehab. So now I understand why you were so passionate about that fight.
So, exactly. So it felt great. Like I said, I pretty much quit my job, you know, to do this. And even when I went to Baker's, I told them, I'm gonna look, opportunity presented itself, I'm going to Thailand. Sorry, I gone.
Yeah.
You know, I could be back, maybe, if y'all want me back. Hadn't had a fight, hadn't trained, and there I am in a different country, competing.
Different even style of fighting.
You know, competing with people who born into this, and I'm able to hold my own, and that was just, yeah, but you're doing the right thing. Just keep doing what you're doing. My second fight in Koh Samui was a different island. KO, second round.
You are?
No, I KO'd my opponent, second round. So that was just like, you know, it was kind of a bittersweet win, but it felt great, you know, looking back on it.
Why was it bittersweet?
There's a bunch of stuff going on home at the time. So it was kind of,
on your mind,
yeah.
But were you able to use that to push through the fight, I guess?
Yeah, I was actually. It actually helped a bit, but it was still, it kind of took away from the win.
Yeah.
But my last two fights I actually lost. I lost 2 back-to-back. I fought a guy. 2 and 2. Fought a guy from one of the more reputable gyms in Thailand, had 100-something fights, you know, and I went the distance. Both fights I went the distance, didn't get knocked out. But it was just great to know that I could hang with these dudes, you know.
You've been training since
since inception.
Yeah.
You know, it's either go to school or fight. That's the life over there. You either going to school or you fighting. And that was good. That was good. The training, the different people from all over the world I was training with, to know that I could hold my own with them inside the ring. It's just, it let me know that, hey, progress. You actually decent at this. Just keep pushing. You can make it move.
Now you home. What's the plan now? Because you home as a different fighter.
The plan is, well, right now I'm still looking for fights stateside. I actually want to continue training if I could get some decent sponsors behind me to send me away. I have Justin Patterson. He's like, man, if y'all come to Texas, we have fights for y'all. We have fights
like that.
Like that. Yeah. So if I can get my foot in Texas again, that'd be great. Right now I'm starting up my own personal training. So just. And
where can people come hit you up if they want to train?
Well, just my contact information right there on Instagram, MoFi MMA 242. Cell number 565-6591. My email address, gbejohnson@gmail.com. Like, hit me up anytime.
So I'm Tim A. This Gio, more fire. Erission Johnson. Happy to have him on the show. It's so dope. My former job, I worked with this brother, and every single day talk about this brother. And one of my friends just said, "You gotta talk to this boy," and we linked up. I was featured in the Huffington Post. He was also featured in the Huffington Post, and then now I got to see him, interview him, and your story is great. So this is Who Dat 242, and I guess we have compliments from the homie, from Jamil, you know. So this is actually breakfast. Oh yeah. So eat this off screen. But so stay tuned. This was episode 2, and you know where to find them. You find me at Tim A. That's Tim A, 3 A's and a Y underscore. This is Who Dat 242.
It's your boy Giovanni, Mo Fire. You were watching Tim A. All right, on Who Dat. Cop 'em cop.
Who that? What? Who that? Who that? What? Who that?